Hey guys, so I got really excited yesterday. I was gonna make this video proving that I'm not a Russian shill. I was gonna make this quite critical of Russian video talking about the Transnistria? I can't even pronounce the bloody name. What a name. And I was gonna say how it's very likely that what's happening there is a false flag by the Russian Federation. And then Ukraine came out with this interview. Now, it's one of these interviews here. I think it was from maybe one day ago. So it's possible. I think it's this one here, and you can have a look at these for yourself. I mean, they are in Russian. I'm not sure if you can get a translation for it, but this is from the Ukrainian side, and I'm gonna play you an excerpt of it.
Быть очень крупная неприятность. И лучшее, что может сделать в этом смысле Молдова, как мне кажется, это обратиться за помощью к Украине и Румынии.
Румынии.
Ну, безусловно, это же один народ, по сути.
Ну, я понимаю, Румыния страна НАТО.
Да, многие в Молдове мы могли бы возразить, потому что есть такая позиция у многих в Молдове, что мы отдельный народ, но язык-то точно одинаковый, как минимум, а там посмотрим. Допустим, молдовский народ отдельный, страна отдельная, тут никаких полностью согласен, но то, что румыны близкий к ним народ и наверняка захотят вступиться, мы предполагаем.
Очевидно, да.
А Румыния, да, страна НАТО, страна ЕС, тут может быть совсем весело. Ну и надо понимать, что для нас Молдова ближайший сосед, судьба которого нам далеко не безразлична, мы всегда с молдовским народом стоим и будем стоять, поэтому они могут к нам обращаться за помощью. Ну и что, если
Украина в состоянии взять и захватить Приднестровье?
Так как-нибудь справились бы.
Сколько понадобится сил для того, чтобы просто Тирасполь захватить?
Мы справимся, если понадобится. И нет.
So there you go, guys, and the people in Kremlin must be jumping for joy because Ukraine did. If they didn't attack Transnistria. What's the name of the place? Where is it? Transnistria. So if Ukraine didn't attack it on purpose, with this interview, it's become irrelevant if they did or not. So if it was a false flag by Russia or not, it's now become completely irrelevant with what this guy has said. Just a little personality analysis. So this is the military advisor to Ukraine, and to me, I'm getting massive psychopath vibes from him when he talks, and I wouldn't be surprised of a couple of things. That number one, he will be the next president. At some point, he will be a president of Ukraine. And number two, I also wouldn't be surprised if he took a couple of Russian POWs at some point to a basement somewhere and did horrible things to them just for the pleasure of it. So that's my initial impressions of the kind of guy that he is. Very soft-spoken, but very. I would have thought calculating, but this play of either outright attacking Transnistria themselves. So if they did the attacks that currently happen to Transnistria, or just talking about how they would happily wipe that area of the face of the earth if Moldova asked them for it, and how Moldova should get Romania to come along for the ride. And Romania being a NATO country is going to be lots of fun. So if this was some genius ploy to drag NATO into the conflict, I mean, is there a chance it could possibly work? It just seems so far-fetched to work. I mean, we've tried almost everything else. And if this is some grand plan to get NATO involved, it's a very bad move. And the reason why I was going to talk about how these attacks on that separatist state in Moldova are most likely a false flag is because I believe Russia is just looking for some justification to taking that area, and I probably should have pulled up a map, taking that area that they most likely will take, that runs from Kherson to Moldova, taking that corridor and taking Odessa, because I believe they do want to take it. I also believe they will take it, even though he doesn't think it's likely. I think it's quite likely that it will happen. And once they take it, they're gonna need some justification to hold it. Well, he's just giving it to them. This attitude of like, we'll just kill everyone there, or who knows what else. We'll take that area. Him saying that publicly, and this video has been spread around everywhere now, is just giving Russians the justification to indefinitely take and hold that area, including Odessa, and make Ukraine completely landlocked. They're already going to have that referendum in Kherson, and who knows how legitimate that will be or not, because Russia's Russia. Ukraine's Ukraine, and Ukraine is going to Ukraine, and Russia is going to Russia, and they're going to do their things as well. So, but now you just completely justified it, and you've just completely played into the Kremlin's hands, and all that's left is for them to just practically actually take that region by force, which I think they will. And once they've done it, they have the political justification now. Now I want to play a couple more videos for you of this guy, because they're quite interesting. So, and why I think he's going to be the next president. Here's a video of him being quite critical of Zelensky.
Проголосовать за человека с комплексом качества.
And I guess this video isn't translated, but I'll give you the gist of it. I'll still play it so you can see.
Как у Зеленского могли только упоротые долбоебы. Я другого слова подобрать не могу. И то я так где-то раз в 20, наверное, снизил лексикон, которым истинно было бы назвать. Мы находимся в состоянии перманентной войны с Россией, отсюда и навсегда. Как можно было в этой ситуации выбирать человека, который говорит, что война не находится в зоне моих приоритетов? Но есть такое понятие выстрел в ногу. Это был выстрел не в ногу, это была очередь в тупую голову, но и она ни хрена никому не научила.
So the gist of this video is that he's saying how stupid people were to elect a man like Zelensky as president, because Zelensky isn't interested in war, and I guess he said openly that he doesn't want war, he wants peace. He's not a war liking president. And this guy's just saying he's a moron. He's shooting himself in the leg. You're either going to win this war, you're going to lose this war. You need a strong leader, basically, like me. The implication is like me over here. So that's one video, and then I wanted to show one quick one.
Идея Украины, одна из центральных национальных идей Украины, это как можно больше врать себе и другим. Потому что если сказать правду, рухнет все. И надо придумать что-то другое. Идея Украины, одна из центральных национальных идей Украины, это как можно больше врать себе и другим. Потому что если сказать правду, рухнет все. И надо придумать что-то другое. Вот такое у нас базовое несбалансированное противоречие.
So the basis of Ukraine is one of the core national ideas of Ukraine is to lie to yourself and others as much as possible. Now, to be fair, this video is likely taken out of context, and I haven't seen the context he's talking about. But it's just a fun little clip to play to show you possibly, maybe just the truth coming out subconsciously almost. But I can't say what this is in reference to. It could be in reference to, like, if you get the context of this video, to be fair, it could be totally different. It's like a 10-second video. So, but it was just an interesting clip someone pulled up. So as you can see, those are the reasons why I don't think Zelensky why I think Zelensky is, first of all, just a complete puppet, and why he's once he runs out of his usefulness, and you don't see him, like, look at this channel. There's videos with him on one of the covers, but there's no actual interviews with him from what I can see. So he's not really taken seriously. Like when they want to have, like, this is a thing in Russia as well, in Ukraine, people love to have serious conversations about stuff and talk about really serious issues. So there's a lot of interesting kind of inside info that you get that you probably wouldn't get in the West so much, because you just have, journalists talking to politicians for, half an hour. This is almost daily. They're doing these streams. So you get a lot of interesting discussions and stuff. So that's why I don't think Zelensky is, I don't think he's taken seriously by a lot of people. And I've already played that video of the Nazi commander saying how the usefulness of Zelensky being a Jew is that when people try to criticize Ukraine for being Nazis, you can just point and say, hey, Zelensky is Jewish and blah, blah, blah. It gives them an out, so to speak. But the people who are in charge of Ukraine definitely do not respect him. And I think he understands that as well. Now, they maybe respect him as far as what he's been able to get out of the West, basically. I wanted to show you so I showed you a video in my last video of the ambulance. So this is the clip I showed you. We have everybody running, scattering, and then the military comes along. You have bombs going off. You have a guy taking a photo. Now this guy took a photo in this direction, and I'm going to show you the photo he took. Now I have no idea what this is. There's no information on it. But here's the photo. Oh, that's the wrong one again. I'm sure I had it. No way. Here. Good. No, I got it. So this is the photo that that guy took, and this is the one who's recording it. Now, I don't know, does this feel... So what I wanted to point out is, hopefully you can see it, is this here. So it kind of looks like the military is running out of the ambulance. Of course, it's not conclusive. And but it was an interesting kind of point of view. Kind of looks like they are coming out of this side door here, but who knows. And, well, what's the military, I guess, doing there in the first place? I want to know what the blast actually... what that is, and what was being attacked by presumably by the Russians. And there's a lot of questions to the scene, and the scene almost looks a bit staged to me. You got the press all set up, you got this guy on that side, that other guy on that side to take a photo here, and I don't know, it seems a bit weird to kind of maybe show the heroics of the medic staying with this woman here, but what about the heroics of this guy just filming everything? I'd say that's pretty heroic as well. He's just hanging out here, just filming, and but that's what I wanted to show you. That's the photo. But again, I never said this one isn't conclusive. The Al Jazeera video, of course, is conclusive. That shows them getting out of the ambulance. But you got to put all these things together. You take one piece of information, and then you connect it up, and you get the full picture, because no one's going to come out and tell you all these things, let alone Ukraine. You have to kind of pick these things up for themselves. It's just the way it is. You're not going to get conclusive. Certainly the West isn't going to come out and point this out to you. Even though this was inadvertently recorded by the very pro-Ukrainian Al Jazeera. They're not going to actually make a show you this specifically, point it out to you. You have to look for it yourself. Is there anything else I wanted to show you? No, I think that's it, guys. I think I'll leave it at that. So I was gonna make this whole video about how this must be a false flag, because it benefits Russia so much for them to attack the separatists there. And also it benefits them to attack Russia as well. That's a whole other thing, because it's only going to strengthen people's resolve. Like, it's going to justify in Russia general mobilization, basically, and all this other stuff. Russia will be way more. It will become way more palatable to them, and I don't think militarily it's achieved anything. Like attacking Russia. And I don't know if it's boosted the Ukrainian morale somehow or something like that, but yeah, as far as I can see, or like distracted the Russian forces, but as far as I can see, it's achieved nothing militarily, and all it's done is just unite the Russian people even more and make Ukraine look bad. So it's a very, very dumb move, if it is Ukraine's move. Okay, I'll leave it at that. Thanks, guys, and all the best.